Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, Weirdly OCD, and the second part of my spring cleaning mini-series. In this chapter of the series, we are going to clean, but we are going to deep clean. I'm going to show you areas that I'll be cleaning all throughout the house, including areas that you may not necessarily think of, at least all the time. And then along the way, I'm going to explain some things and give some tips while I'm cleaning. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so in the beginning of the video, I know I said that we were going to go throughout the house. However, I decided to just do the two rooms, the dining room and kitchen. As much as people on this channel like my speed clean videos, if I'd done every room in my house, you'd probably be watching a 3-hour speed clean video, and even to me that would be a tad boring. But we're starting here with the kitchen cabinets, just cleaning them out. I wanted to check things for expiration dates and make sure those got thrown away if need be. And I also wanted to just kind of reorganize it and wipe off the shelves because I'm sure that needed done. And here is everything that I pulled out of the cabinets. I'm sure to some it looks a bit overwhelming, and to me it was a little bit too, but it was easier to organize everything and clean out the totes. So here I am. I decided to go ahead, like I said, and wipe out the shelves, simply because there was some grease, some grime, things like that, as well as some sugar, I guess, that had gotten spilled at one time or another. It did keep the sugar and the creamer for our coffee in the cabinets. Granted, it wasn't on the top shelf there where I'm cleaning right now, but it was in the cabinet on the bottom shelf. So I decided to just go ahead and wipe out the entire set of cabinets so it would be clean and fresh. Now I will say that when you are pulling your food out of your pantry or cabinets, whatever kind of setup you have in your house, make sure that you're checking expiration dates, because you definitely don't want to be cooking that stuff for your family and just simply throw it away. I know it seems like a waste, but you definitely don't want to put your family's health at risk simply because you don't want to throw something away. So here I am. I decided to go ahead and wipe down the inside of the cabinet doors, because as you can tell, we do not have a range or a vent above our stove, so we do get not a lot, but a decent amount of grease on the cabinet doors there right above the stove, and it's just kind of like a hotbed for that kind of stuff. And I will admit that I don't necessarily wipe off the cabinet fronts probably as much as I should, but this is definitely lesson learned, and I am going to start doing that after this. So I went ahead and decided to take my spray and wipe out these white tubs. Now, if you'd seen a pantry organization video I did probably a little over a year ago, I decided to categorize everything in our cabinets within tubs and then label them. Well, I figured this would be a good time to clean these out, and then I could go back and reorganize everything and put the foods in the proper totes that they belonged in. And this was the time when I also checked those expiration dates and threw out anything that needed to be thrown out. And here is the final product. I am very happy with the way that it turned out. As you can see, that tote right there does not have a label on it. It's actually an extra one that I had in a closet, and decided that I actually kind of needed it, but everything is back organized how it should be and looks fantastic. These two canisters here are actually going to be going away. The coffee and sugar and the creamer as well are going to be put into more retro styled canisters that kind of fit the decor of our kitchen. And next up is the refrigerator. Now up here along the top, I'm going to be changing that out because we have a few too many themes going on the top of the refrigerator. So we're going to replace some of that with just one themed item, so it's simpler. And I will admit right now that I am completely embarrassed in showing you this. This is the top of the refrigerator, and yep, as you can see right there, there is a spot where a canister was. So here I am going ahead and getting up on our little step stool to clean off the top of the refrigerator. Now, I did go through the refrigerator as well and check expiration dates and wipe it out, but unfortunately I did not think to pick up the camera to shoot that, so that's why that's not included in this video. Look at this disgusting paper towel. Yuck. And here's another area that I am a bit embarrassed to show you. This is the floor and the corner behind the refrigerator. As you can tell, it's been a minute since I've gotten back here, pulled the refrigerator out, mopped, swept, things like that. But it did get taken care of. And also when you're pulling out the refrigerator, make sure that you do vacuum off the vent. I'm very, I guess, superstitious about fire starting and things, so that's one of the first things I always do when I pull that out. Now we're going to move on to the stove, which until we moved into our house, I did not know that the top of the stove could open up like this. When I lived at home, I didn't clean the stove, my mom did, so I didn't realize that until we moved into our own place. And it's very nice. It's nice to be able to pull that up and get any crumbs or anything from stuff that you're cooking out of that surface and get it cleaned again. Also, as a side note, I do want to apologize if this sounds a little like I'm talking through a tin can. I'm trying a new voiceover effect on my video editor, so we'll see how it turns out once I put the video up. If it sounds good, I'll keep doing it. Maybe I'll invest in a nice microphone so there isn't as much background noise or tin can noise, I guess you could say. But here I am wiping off the control panel of the oven. Again, an area that accumulates a decent amount of grease because, as you can see, once again, we don't have a vent for the steam and things like that from the oven to go. And here's something I absolutely hate to clean, which is the microwave. Now you will notice that I'm not taking the microwave off of the cart to wipe the cart off itself. This microwave is actually pretty heavy. It was gifted to us, so I decided to just wipe around the cart, or wipe underneath the microwave on the cart, I should say. And yeah, the inside was pretty gross. As you can see, it's been a while since I've cleaned the inside of that as well, just like underneath the refrigerator, but that's why we're doing the spring clean, to get it taken care of. And again, inside, scrubbing away. And this looks so much better. Now I can finally make my popcorn that I've been wanting to make, especially in time tonight for The Walking Dead. And here's a pile of things that I have decided to purge, whether it be putting up for sale, things that need to be just trashed, or maybe holding back for a yard sale too. And we're going to go ahead and move into the dining room. Well, we kind of already did. That's where the microwave was. But a little more into the dining room and moving on to cleaning the china cabinet. Now, in that earlier clip, you seen me taking down those cookie jars. There actually is nothing in those cookie jars. We just have them for decoration. It's kind of a small little collection that Tony likes to have and collect. It's pretty unique. So
one thing I absolutely hate doing, just like the microwave, just as much as the microwave I should say, is cleaning little ornate things, as you can see, like the lids on these cookie jars, because they have little grooves in them, and to get into them is a little difficult because, obviously dust collects in those, and, with paper towel, it's kind of hard to get into those little grooves. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, why don't you use a Swiffer? Well, I don't have one at the moment, and I kind of wanted to get this spring clean thing started and get this video up for you guys. So right now I'm resorting to a paper towel, but next time I clean the hutch and everything on it, I'm definitely going to be using a Swiffer. Now, a few people have commented on this cookie jar I'm putting up there right now, which looks like a little camper. We got that from Hobby Lobby a couple of months ago, back around when we got our tax return, and we thought it was pretty cute and pretty unique, and it definitely went with our retro kind of style of our home, so we decided to get it. I know it doesn't go quite along with the house cookie jars, but in a way, a camper is home away from home, so in a way it does go with them, but it is different on its own. Now, these Pyrex bowls here were actually gifted to me by my mother, and they belong to my great-grandmother, her grandma. My mom said she thinks she bought them in the 80s, and I absolutely love them. They go with the rest of our dishes there in the hutch, and I am very proud to display these in our house. They will definitely be taken well care of, and they definitely fit with our collection. And here I am doing something again, like I mentioned, that I absolutely hate, which is cleaning glass. And the reason I kind of hate cleaning glass is because I always feel like there's still streaks left. Even if I don't see them and nobody else sees them, for some odd reason I feel like there's still a streak or two left. So I might go over the same piece of glass maybe 4 or 5 times. I don't know, my mind just kind of tells me, hey, there's still streaks on the glass, or it's not quite clean. So I go over it a couple more times to kind of, I guess, reassure myself that it actually is clean. I wanted to stop and show this to you real quick. The front, this is actually a phone directory. The front looks like a rotary phone dial, and when you turn it to the letter that you want, it opens it to that one. I thought it was pretty cool. Yes, as you can see, I slowed down the clip there for a little bit of a dramatic effect, but this tablecloth was just cleaned a couple of weeks ago, so I just shook a few crumbs off, especially since I was going to vacuum the floor anyway. And here, I'm just kind of straightening the tablecloth, making sure that each edge has the same amount of tablecloth hanging off of it, and then straightening out any of the wrinkles from the tablecloth. Alright, and here's the end result. I am so glad that this dining room and the kitchen is finally clean, but just make sure that when you are cleaning out cabinets or your pantry that you're checking expiration dates, get into every nook and cranny, especially if you haven't touched it in a while. I mean, that's the whole point of spring cleaning, to get your house back up into tip-top shape and have it feeling good and fresh and clean for your family. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you like this voiceover thing, if it sounds a little tin candy to you, or if you'd like me to go back to talking to you in front of the camera. But with that, hope you have a great day, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.